Relationship. Let's talk about relationships. Of course, um, with relationships comes sexual intercourse, holy matrimony. So let's talk about marriage. Let's talk about holy matrimony. Of course, I'm a man I'm divorced already. Um, I went through a divorce. I was married once, and anything and everything that could have happened, you know, anything that could have happened or could have went wrong in the marriage. Everything that a man would try to do to be a good husband, a good father, a good provider, you know, all all those different things is put into what is called due diligence. The things that you have to do to sustain yourself in a marriage, to sustain the house, to sustain the relationship, to sustain the love. It's all due diligence. When a woman starts complaining about being spontaneous, it's all part of due diligence. Okay, so let's talk about relationship. Let's talk about holy matrimony. Mm. Let's talk about it because we as a people, we don't have the comprehension of consolidarity for holy matrimony. What I mean consolidarity, I mean for individuality. You know what I'm saying? When we enter into what is called holy matrimony, instantly you have to compromise. As an individual, you no longer yourself. You no longer belong to you. You belong to the wife. Okay? And we're not going to talk about women, okay? Because this is not about women. All right? A woman can't get married unless a man offers his hand to her in marriage. A woman can't get married. She can't. Except the man, unless the man propose, a woman cannot even speculate that she is in the relay race for marriage. Or she's not even on the track field for marriage. She understand she might be dating. Okay? If a woman is dating, she's seeking. You're like, oh, she choosing. No, she not choosing, she's seeking. That's the one thing that women are not choosy. See, standards aren't choosy. Standards aren't choosy. Standards are not choosy. They're not. We can't look at standards and be like, oh, you got all these high standards, so that makes you choosy. No, 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 no. Look, man. Now you're reading it into it wrong. Okay, a woman that has high standards, you'll first turn around and be like, "Oh, you snobbish," or you know, you playing hard to get, or you know, you're high and mighty. No standards. Okay, like you have confidence in your car, in your vehicle, right? Let's say you got uh, a Chevrolet convertible, okay? And this Chevrolet convertible, you've been having it for let's for the synopsis. Let's give a synopsis. Let's say you've been having this Chevrolet convertible for about a good 8 years. All right, you had it for about 8 years. Okay, and it's the only car that you got, but you have to drive it every day. You go to work, you know what I'm saying? You go to work, you go home, and then from work to home, to wherever else you gotta go. But you've only had this one car, this Chevrolet convertible, and you've had it for 8 years. All right. Now, the maintenance is the due diligence, right? So if you don't do your due diligence for the maintenance on that car, on that vehicle, is going to break down. You feel me? All right. Now, just because the car break down, it doesn't mean that it's going to go anywhere. Because I've seen a lot of cars that are broken down that sit at the car lot where they're trying to fix it so that they can sell it, so they can make money off of it. You know, that's off of East Lancaster. But now, relationship, a woman can't get married except a man actually proposes. Uh, So, am I saying that a woman cannot propose to a man? No, a woman cannot propose to a man. A woman that is seeking for a husband or dating, she's seeking. If you're dating, you are seeking. You are making yourself available. You have to understand the difference. You are making yourself available. A man is not going to ask you out on a date if you're not available. A man is not going to ask you to come home with him so that he can have sex with you after a date if you're not available. But because you had made yourself available, which is vulnerability, you have to look at it with reality now. Because you made yourself open, available, vulnerable, okay, then the man will ask you, hey, would you like to come home with me? What am I saying? All right. Okay, well then in essence, let's look at it this way. You met this girl, she got a nice little body or whatever. Or let's say for the sake of argument, when you met this girl, you wasn't even attracted to her and she wasn't even attracted to you, then the last thing on both of y'all minds was a relationship. Let's say you met this one girl and you was already in a relationship, about to be married to someone else or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then somehow, some kind of way, some shape, form, or fashion, the two of y'all end up getting together, and the one that you was about to get married to, she passes away for some reason. Black Lives Matter. Okay. Now, a woman made herself available. So a man is not going to take home a woman who's not available. Available mean that you have the ability to be courted. according to your availability. You'd be like, oh, well, I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy. Say you're a busy woman. You got all these different things going on, and you're too busy for a relationship. Okay, so a man is not going to be more adhesive, or he's not going to be prone to go after that one. You're too busy. You don't have time for yourself. You're too busy. What relationship can you possibly be in? Okay. So you have to understand that a woman, you say, well, these women nowadays, the chief complaint from a lot of brothers is that the women nowadays, they making the money. They making the money. The women nowadays are making the money. Back in the day, it was the man that was making the money. Back in the day, it was the man that was making the money. It was the man that was making the money. It was the man that they was hiring at the warehouses. It was the man that they was put at the car wash. It was the man that they would put in the warehouses. It was the man that they would put in the White Houses. It was the man that they would put in the in the post office. It was the man that they would put as a doctor. It was a man that they would put as a judge. It was a man. This was a very, what I'm saying. What am I saying? I'm saying, if you got comprehension skills, what I'm saying is it went from a very male chauvinistic world with a very male chauvinistic government, with a very male chauvinistic household, with a very male chauvinistic point of view. And that's not the way that it was in Israel at all. Because, see, the Israelites, the Egyptians were kind of like the same, even though they were not the same. You feel me? Because they were the Shem and Ham is brothers. They brothers. Shem and Ham are brothers. Blood brothers. From the same father and the same mother. They're brothers. But let Shem and Ham get married to their own wife, and let Shem have a child, and let Ham have a child, even though they're brothers. Now, what happens to those children? They're cousins. That's their cousin. They're cousins. So Shem is the progenitor of the Hebrews and the Israelites, while Ham was the progenitor of the darker races such as Cush, Ethiopia, Egyptians, and the Sabines. All right. Now, you say, okay, so what am I saying? Let me break it down to you. I kind of want to take my time, a little bit, so that I can give some pretty good knowledge on this. What I'm saying is, when it comes to marriage, it's the man. You know what I'm saying? It's the man. Not just his responsibility. It's your responsibility as a man to let this woman know, hey, I have plans on marrying you. Okay? It Sooner or later, Out of 12 months, within a year, that's 12 months in a year, you should at least once within the 12 months that you're dating, hey, what are you doing, man? I have plans on marrying you. I have plans on being married. Okay, just for the sake of the argument, you might not even include you. You say, look, what are you doing? If you see her look like she's kind of paying other people attention or other men attention or whatever, you're like, hey, what are you doing? You're stepping out? Are you stepping out? You want to get a clarification? Every relationship go through that. Every single relationship goes to that. That is called a moment of clarity. You don't have a relationship at all if you don't go through that moment. And everything that you said and did ain't nothing but bullshit. Excuse my French, but it's just bullshit. You got a bullshit relationship if you don't ever come to the moment of clarity. What are we doing? That's clarity. What are we doing? Okay? The answer, you say, look, man, I plan on being married. This is my plan because I'm a man of being married. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to being married. And I know for a fact that it's not good for a man to be alone because God said that. All right? Now, my plan is to get married. Now, do you want to get married where? That's the clarity. Because anybody can turn. I've already been married. Right? Right. I'm divorced. Right? Right. My children are adults. Right? Right. Okay. So your moment of clarity don't come as if, but when. When. So the more that you project that, hey, I plan on being married. I don't want to get married in the United States. I want to go to Israel and get married. Okay? Now, that's your dream, that's your hope. That's what you're longing for. You want your holy matrimony to be in Israel. You all let's say cuz like when I was in a relationship, I was in a relationship with Miss Nat and my you know she my adopted son, Mr. Seven is her son. He's my adopted son. Raised him for 4 years and plus. You know, I got two daughters of my own. You know what I'm saying? Whom I love very much, very dearly. And 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 I got nieces. I got nieces. I got nieces. I got nephews. Okay? Love my daughters to the max. And I got nieces and nephews that I love. I care about. Okay? When I used to have daddy daughter day with my two daughters after I was divorced, okay, after I was divorced and I would get a chance to be able to spend time with my daughters, you know, having to work two jobs and still get in the studio and as I'm working two jobs, I work two regular 9 to 5s, trying to keep up on the rent and child support and trying to keep up on myself, keep myself sustained. You know, what little car note that I was paying on, you know, and try to keep the rent and the lights, water, gas, keep food in my icebox, You know what I'm saying? And still make my child support. So I had to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, where I don't even get a chance to even really see home. I'm at work. And then after 2, 3 jobs, when I get a chance, I'm in the studio because I had a vision and I had a dream that I was pursuing before I got married. You say, well, why did you wait till you get married to pursue acting? Or why did you wait till you got married before you decided you was gonna do music? No, I was already active before I got married. I was already doing music. I was already traveling. Am I saying that marriage can break down a career? Hell yeah. Even the Bible says a treacherous woman tears down her own house. When a man give you a house, he hopes that you can make and turn it into a home. This is an age. This ain't nothing new. This is Bible. A man gives a woman his home, hoping, or his house, and hoping that she can turn his house into a home. A mansion with 30 bedrooms is still just a house. But without a wife and her being a mother and a constant companion and a friend in God and a backbone and a pillar in your household who's righteous and willing to serve the Lord and to live after God, to serve God righteously, then no, you just have a house. Period. And you have a messed up marriage. But a man, even if he's poor and homeless, okay, well, let me use myself. A poor homeless veteran that turned around, fought for this country and the stupid people in it. Black, white, Mexican, Japanese, Chinese, all in the same crabs, lobsters, shrimps in the barrel. Then you got the soldiers going overseas to fight for all y'all because you can't fight for yourself. Some of you too weak. You can't fight for yourself. And some of y'all ignorant. You refuse to fight for yourself. And other y'all is cowardly. You want somebody to go and fight for you. And then there are some that just started. You ain't shit, ain't worth shit. Won't go fight for yourself. You won't go protect the country. You won't go protect your children that lives in a country that put them as slaves while other motherfuckers is coming into the country to wipe their ass out, and you still won't go out and fight. All right. But you'll readily talk down on a nigga that will. Because my 2 daughters is in school and how in the hell they gonna know how to pick up a M16 or a rifle and go out and fight Russians that's coming over here invading, or shall we say Japan, when it was Japan, when Japan was coming over invading America, the invasion of Japan. Man, don't you think that the Japanese had a you seen they bomb Pearl Harbor? Now just think if the Japanese and Chinese had a came together with Taiwan, and Russia and Germany, turn around and come on over into America, march up off in America and wipe out everything. Everything and everyone in it. What if what if Japan, instead of bombing Pearl Harbor, had a turned around, went and got Russia, went and got China, went and got Taiwan, went and got Assyrians, Iraq, and came over here with all them to destroy America? What if Japan had that notion? They were already kamikazes. Now just think if they were Muslims, with a Muslim's attitude and Muslims viewpoint, there wouldn't have been no America left. It would have been an instant jihad on America. With Japan, Hiroshima, it would have been another attack on America right after Hiroshima. They like, oh, you know what? We was going to let up, and now y'all bomb Hiroshima. Now we really going to attack. They'd have marched in here. They'd have wiped out everything and everyone. Man, woman, boy, and girl. Black, white, Mexican. Anything that ain't Muslim. You don't think a Japanese can be a Muslim? Muslims are a melting pot, a coalition of oppressed people from around the world. That's what a Muslim is.